Hi guys, Harbs here. Today I'm going to be talking about the companions and what might lie in store for them in the future of the game, because depending on your playstyle, it's likely that not all of them will be sticking around. But does that mean that we won't see them again? The first thing that I'd like to talk about in this video is the recent news that Minsc will be a companion, but won't be an origin character. An interesting decision to take, but likely a necessary one. Minsc is an established character in the Baldur's Gate saga and the wider lore of the Forgotten Realms. Using him as a vessel to guide the character and the story is a lot better than allowing us to control him however we like. If I was to turn Minsc into a mean-spirited brute, he wouldn't be Minsc anymore.
Boo likes the forest. And I do too.
There is much to nibble here.
From the poll that I put out recently, it seems like the vast majority of people that responded view this decision favourably. The origin characters on the other hand are new and unestablished. Their personalities will show through when we're not playing as them, but they aren't as connected to the world and established lore, which means that they really can't do too much out of character, if they never had one properly established to begin with. I'm sure Baldur's Gate 3 will try to establish some sort of canonical version of them by the end of the game. After all, they've all been assigned colours in Magic the Gathering, so I assume Wizards of the Coast do believe that they have an established canonical personality. Now, each one of our origin companions likely has their own breaking point, a point when they will leave the party and never come back, unless of course you roll a really high persuasion check. This is following a long-running theme in the saga whereby companions will just drop out of your party if your reputation is either too high or too low.
I won't stand for such behavior again.
This is realistic in a lot of ways and makes for a good story. I know that many people want to hold on to every companion, but personally I think that thinning the herd is a good thing. It makes their motivations, desires and goals ever more real and allows for more surprises in future playthroughs. However, what happens to the companions that leave? The vanishing companion is rarely satisfying in a video game because often they don't come back in any capacity at all, not like in films where they often come back to influence the story some more with renewed goals and maybe even a new personality. Is there a chance that we could reunite with them in the future, or even come up against them as enemies? In this image here we can see Will, Shadowheart, a rather large looking Mind Flayer, and Astarion in what is presumably the city of Baldur's Gate. Now it looks like Astarion and Will are about to fight each other, and this could just be the artist's interpretation of Astarion. After all, he's kind of a massive dick.
How dare you?
But we can also see the Mind Flayer's hand hovering over Astarion, so he could be under the Illithid's control. Anyway, the image is an official marketing picture from Wizards of the Coast, and although it may not have intended it, it was one of the things that inspired this video, and got me considering the idea that companions that leave our party will turn up in the city in the future as potential enemies. In Sven's interview with a German online magazine called pcgames.de, he said the following, which has been kindly translated by someone on Discord. You can also make an enemy out of the heroes, and thus expand the game by a few additional antagonists, who will have a major impact on the course of your story. Vinker emphasises again and again that one of the leading principles whilst developing Baldur's Gate 3 was to respect all your decisions. In an interview with one of Larian's senior writers, Adam Smith, he had this to say about Astarion. Astarion, who he played as today, the vampire spawn, he's the closest to wanting to maybe keep this thing, because it's immediately doing something good for him, because he can walk in daylight. You can play Astarion and just reject it completely, but he's the one who has the biggest temptation to say, this might not be entirely a bad thing. Astarion may end up viewing the Absolute as something which he can be a part of. After all, it might allow him to continue to stave off his former master, Cazador. On the other hand, Lae'zel is probably the most against the Absolute, seeing the tadpole as a total abomination due to her cultural beliefs. Smith says if you play as Lae'zel, the Githyanki, then she is absolutely this thing needs to come out or I need to die, because she's becoming the thing that she most hates. Now, I've said this before, but we really know where she stands. She is fiercely loyal to her people, and if we attack the Githyanki here before conversing with them, then she will not only immediately leave our party, but will turn on us as well. In the official Larian FAQ on Early Access, the following is written regarding a custom character's relationship with the companions. Everything that you do or say might influence the course of your relationship with them, and determine whether you'll become friends, lovers, rivals, or bitter enemies. Bitter enemies makes me think of a more permanent state in the relationship. We're not picking our companions during Act 1, we're picking sides, and our companions are just as much in charge of their own destiny as we are with ours. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed this video then do please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!